Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Michael again with another reading for you. This one is going to be focused on what are people's obsessions over you or with you. Interesting topic. I came up with this with my own imagination. I love that this reading is not going to be focused only on love, but also on other maybe mundane aspects. The reading will choose the aspects that will be highlighted, but in regards to obsessions, this could be obsessive thoughts, obsessive ideas, or what people constantly think about when they think about you. This could also maybe mean like plans or what people think frequently when your name is being mentioned. And overall, it's like a general thing, so it will cover much more than just like love. I'm sure we'll have love cases in here for sure, 100%. But overall, I think it's good to know when people obsess, it's usually for like a very important reason. So revealing that in the cards, in the reading, would be something that I consider it to be like useful for your case. So you may be perhaps like prepared. If not, then at least for fun to delve into people's like thoughts and mind and to know what's going on in there relative to you. About the channel, I wanted to say that I'm so grateful for all the efforts, the comments, the likes and shares, and everything, like every single love manifestation in my direction, in my channel space community is very much so appreciated. Um, I'm at that point where I open the tab with the comments and it's so like overwhelmingly positive that and so many comments lately. I've got so many that I can't react to all of them at the same time, but like I'm so overjoyed to know that it resonates for you, it helps, and that you find my depth in readings really like standoffish. It's really something I aimed for a very long time. The issue was with the topics that I couldn't find topics that would be like for the right audience with the right like key points addressed because tarot is very diverse. So yeah, without further without too much talk, let's delve into the reading. We have four piles for this one with four rings this time. I really love the rings, they are so beautiful. We have the first pile linked to this round ring, blue one, with ornaments. And by the way, yeah, I have a Russian like accent. It's because I'm from Moldova, and we live in close proximity with Ukrainians, with Russians. We have also in our country, and it's in our nature. Sorry to disturb. It's in our nature to actually know the language and to really be accustomed to the actual accent. It's like in our blood somehow. Second pile has this red orb ring. It's handmade. Third pile has this blue malachite ring. And lastly, the fourth pile, I don't think this is a stone or a crystal, but it's resin type of like violet ring. So yeah, that's all for the pile selections. You can choose multiple if you want, of course, if you choose so. See that it applies to your situation, and if it does, then it's for you. And don't, if you can also selectively pick information that you like or that you feel is relevant to you. If you find something that you disagree on, that's completely fine, don't take it. Most likely it was not for you. The readings are not interfering or intervening with your viewpoints in life. So if you feel like something is off or it's not about you or you shouldn't do what I said you should in the reading, then most likely it's not for you. Okay, so we have pile number one, the blue ring, the blue round ring. And we have the card, the first one, the initiation, with it saying rite of passage and crossing the threshold. Now, in regards to obsessions, people find you alluring, people find you to be mysterious, and there is an element of you don't say everything like what's on your mind. The obsessions in this case are going to revolve around the fact that people don't know what to expect from you, or people are generally curious to unveil or to know who you are. This is also going to come up with fear. I feel like the situation is so complex that it's hard for me to put it in words. I feel like in general you are being seen as a very complex individual or someone who has a lot to give, also a lot to take. This pile also, it feels to me like people see very good stuff in you that they would like to own, as wrong as this may sound. But then again, there is an element of, with the snakes in here being represented, they kind of seek a way to find the key or find the proper approach to interact with you. Obsessions in here are about gain. So I would be like, I'm not sure, you should be careful, because I feel like this pile is very skilled, or there is a feeling of control, or I know what I'm doing, kind of coming off from this pile. Also, there is like, those of you who know Russian, this is like rakavoy. This is like a word that would translate as grave, like grave in the presence, like very important or very like solid or very powerful, you know. This pile, people obsess over this grave attitude or presence or energy that you possess and you give off, definitely. Also, what's coming through, of course, we again have spirituality coming through, as you know stuff that people don't usually talk about, or you know stuff that you shouldn't somehow. Meaning that, again, there is an alien, strange, in a positive way, element to you that makes people want to know you. And the obsession in here, it's like magnetism as well. Magnetism, mystery, allure. In the romantic sense, this is seduction, but I would say this. People you play off as way, like in the game, you play way off too intimidating with that kind of energy for people to want to approach you. I feel like we are dealing in here with a very funny thirst trap, but not because you're trying on purpose. There is no desperation in this card. There is no desperation in this pile. There is self-sufficiency, independence, and the obsession comes from the idea, who are you going to end up with? I feel like the people who are going to want to approach you, they are going to be very hesitant. They are going to be proving them to themselves that you are way too dangerous, intimidating, or that you're going to reject them. So if you are trying to impress people, well done, you did that, but it overflows into intimidation or power struggle, specifically because people obsess over the fact that you kind of take on this dominating role, or as if you are trying to take the remote out of their hands, or people kind of feel out of control or out of your league. So the obsession in here is about power, authority, and power in general, like power struggle, power dynamics. And hear me out, this is not about job positions, though it could be the case. This is more about who you are as a person. And in general, the obsessions are also about finding information about you, or finding who you are, what you are made of, and what makes you being you, in a way. This is almost giving me an information of people trying to dig up your biography. People being curious where you came from, how you achieved stuff, like not even achieved, but how you ended up being who you are and where you are right now, We are definitely having in here not spies. Spies would be too much. This is like information gathering. So it's not like people are trying to intently stalk or study you, not study but spy on you, but it's like a very almost decent like interviewing energy where people would like to discreetly ask information, find out information about you, right? um, the question is it worth it? Because I feel like you are kind of more like a closed book than an open one. So I feel like people would be led astray when they would want to dig up information about you in this pile, you know. It feels to me like you are more closed off, and for a good reason or for a good cause, or you know why you do that in the first place. So we are dealing in here with a very determinate, also popular person, but it could be from the indirect ways. So it's not like you capture fame purposefully, but by design, where you spark a lot of intrigue or interest. And obsession is like, how can we get them to be close with us? How can we get them to be our friends? About love interests, I feel like you are being perceived as way too superior to the usual people trying to approach you kind of thing, but I'll delve into more stuff. It's funny because I was thinking about another deck with the energy of intimidation or like grave, not like cemetery or whatever, like grave, powerful, decent, almost like responsible, you know, and the death card, you know, almost as if there is this the overall like character of this death card represents something that is very like unavoidable, very powerful, very rooted in some sort of like truth, you know. And it's funny because this card went in here. I feel like you are not purposefully trying to capture this energy, you know, but you give it off. Okay, you can embody it. So there is like something very powerful about this pile, and it makes people really obsess this coldness or this detachment, but it's not for the fact that you are like hating on people. Quite the opposite, actually. I feel like we are dealing in here with a very sweet person deep inside, but I feel like it's not about that. So it's not about the sweetness when we talk about this pile. It's about something else. So you can be focused on other aspects or on yourself or be more independent, and the people are trying to see whether they are going to be, whether there are reservations for the sweet spots in you. But this is the case of like, I'm not thinking about that, I'm not interested in that right now. Or it's as if you're guarding your peace, or you're way too focused on what you want, or way too certain on what you want. So yeah, definitely that's coming through. Also very serious. People are obsessing over the fact that you are a very promising individual. Um, Almost like it's very like a powerful potential. Also like fear. Okay, people are fearing. People are intimidated. That's what I see. But with intimidation in here, it's not like you are like physically intimidating people. It's more about your presence that you give off. Also with the King of Swords and this Death card, I wanted to say, don't mess with me, but it's not because there is going to be something bad as a result. It's innate. It's like an embodiment of that energy of it's not worth it, you know. They're not going to win anything out of messing with you, and it's not because like don't mess with me because I'll show you what I'm capable of, even though we have two cards with lightning in here. So you can be fierce if you want, but you're so unbothered that it feels to me like it's not like people are not going to win anything in the game of life, in the game of interacting with you, by building or becoming enemies or creating competition with you. I feel like it could be the case of karma in here, but it's like you're way too certain that things are going to be turned around and this person is going to regret not being your ally. So that's that kind of power. We have intimidation through the power of like physical or whatever, but in this case it's like more so like mess with me and it will come back at you and not from me, and I'll sit there watch, that kind of energy. This pile is also prone to a little bit of like over responsibility or overall being very tense. But if you play your cards like this is definitely your choice. Obsessions about your person, about your like whole identity, upbringing, who you are, where you came from, a lot of information wanting to be captured, a lot of rumors, people talking about you but in silence also, like people are not talking about you in a very loud, like not in like almost in hushed tones. Like people don't want other people to find out that they talked about you, so there is like capturing the power in the room or capturing the power in the group setup that you are in. And I feel like obsessions are also with the fact that you are more responsible than the other colleagues if we're talking about work. I don't see in here romance. As if this pile is not even interested in that, or it could be that you can be interested but you're way too busy with something else right now in life. We do have in here hopeless romantics, people from this category wanting to reach out to you, but they are out there in the shadows watching you and they feel like they wouldn't have a small chance. Like the smallest of chances are out of reach. They feel like they're going to be brushed off, or that you have more important stuff into your life. It's funny because I was looking at this King of Swords and we haven't here the Dragonfly, and it almost feels to me like people from the romance type of category would feel like this Dragonfly, and when they approach you or get too close, you'd be like with that King of Swords, ready to cut that Dragonfly in halves. Generally, people are afraid. Obsession is also about, in this case, wanting to have something that they don't have. I feel like you trigger a lot of unavailability. If people had unavailable parents or partners or love interest in the past, it feels like this pile would be the best mirror for that, like falling in love with someone who's unavailable. But again, I don't feel like you are that person to be unavailable on purpose. I feel like generally you're way too concerned with your own identity, power, and overall character, and that in and of itself like excludes this energy of desperation or clingy. And that is something that people generally find very, very interesting, and it draws them, it makes them obsess. Okay, next card we got the Patron, mentorship and finances. This is giving me Hierophant, and it's almost the obsession is the fact that people want to look up to you for information, knowledge, expertise, experience, and opinion. There is obsession in here with the fact that you know something that would be very useful. Capturing that information. By the way, you can set a price on this information, or you can make an exchange in here saying that, I help you, you help me. You can choose the people to interact like this with, but in general, I feel like people are obsessing over the fact that you've got a lot of knowledge, information, or stuff that would be able to help them on an informational level. Also, it's interesting because we got in here this 4 card from another like deck. It's definitely this pile will resonate with the idea of people wanting to take resource from you but indirectly, so I would be careful with that. It's obsession over you having something very valuable but you keeping it to yourself, it being kept to yourself. I feel like we're having in here a case of someone radiating some sort of level of abundance that is very much so in their nature, or comes to you really naturally. This authority, this poise, this whole power that you possess and embody, and it draws people in, it makes them obsess, it makes them want to know you better, closer. The obsessions in here are also gravitating around like admirers or people trying to get a better look at you, or trying to like it's giving me like people wanting to get closer. And I don't sense like these people are for long term. I feel like generally it's a lot of just interest and wanting to see what's hidden there, okay? It's almost obsession for some plus envy, because we have manifestation in here, and it's giving me like, how can you reach that much? How can you embody that much? How can you have that much? Or why is this person having so many gifts, or how can they be so gifted in so many ways? Yeah, so it's almost like this pile is screaming, don't disturb my peace. But the more they do that, the more it's the opposite. And I would expect this pile to have admirers that would be very, leave me kind of like alone. I don't want your interest. Like, I'm in my zone, I'm in my lane. And it's the happy example, or it lies into your potential to be powerfully and happily independent to such an extent that you don't need anyone else. And when they come, or when you are in a relationship, it's like a bonus. Definitely this pile, if you want to focus on relationships, or if you want to find like a partner, keeping in mind that attitude of independence I told you about, you can be aimed for very good stuff in here. You could be aiming for very good stuff in here, simply because, as I said, you're not that type of person to place someone on a pedestal. And when you are in a relationship, your peace doesn't depend on that person. Or I feel like this could be in your like blood, like in your potential to actually embody that. So if this is your program, if this is like your desire, or this is what you aim for, then I want to congratulate you, because this is a very healthy um, setup to have for, or expectation for, a relationship. Firstly, like building your foundations, and then allowing, or loving a person and allowing them in your life. That's the kind of energy. There is also like, with obsession, literally obsession, this pile, it could be that people are nosy, or people are wanting to approach you, they are wanting to talk to you. It's almost giving, like, you can be like, metaphorically speaking, as if you would be registered on a dating app that you don't know that you are there, and you've got like a lot of notifications of people trying to reach out and wanting to contact you, but you being unfazed or really annoyed by the fact that you aren't left alone to deal with your life and to actually prosper on your own, you know? So it's like, why why is it that when I'm building my own legacy, people are disturbing my peace? Why is it that when I try to be independent and work on myself, where I establish foundations, people just interfere and don't let me be? You know? The obsession in here is big time, like people not leaving you alone. This is what I'm sensing in here. So deep down, I feel like you would, if you were to admit like you like attention, but when you uncover the true intentions of people, you're like, never should have come here in the first place. I feel like we are also dealing here with a degree of maturity that is not what you find or you stumble upon every day. So you can be generally disappointed in relationships, or you don't think that you are going to be desperate to find, like, to seek a person to be with, and much rather be focused on building, as I said, your own legacy, and not bother about what is not available right now and you don't want to pursue. If you want, you can, but I feel like you have other priorities right now. Also, you must know that you do have admirers. Almost as if like I want to clarify for you to not be left in the dark about this. For yeah, we have strength. Yeah, more powerful. Okay, this is not kidding. You've got people. The ones who are going to approach you are going to be the people who can feel like they're qualified to have a chance at competing with you and kind of like winning your heart. But these are a few. I don't feel like these are a lot of people, or I don't think that there are too many like green ones. Like there are too many like very not so serious choices. So I feel like you would be wise enough to focus on yourself for now. So that was all pile number one. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Very grateful for all the comments. Subscribe, share this if you want with other people. Maybe they'll find something interesting in here too. And I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care. Okay, so we have pile number two. You have this ring with a red orb. Okay, we have the mirror card saying who or what is triggering you. What are people obsessing over you? I feel like this interesting case with this mirror card is you have both of people finding that you are very similar to them. Also, this is going to talk about a partner that you've got or a romantic interest that sees you as very similar to them. This is giving off like a soul family, soul tribe, a person who is very similar, who gets me, this is like a best friend type of energy. Also very peaceful, almost very pure and innocent energy in the reading. Now, this pile got a very specific person, which is interesting. I feel like generally this is one specific person and a set of attributes like with people. I feel like people, maybe you are a reflector in human design, but people find you very interesting, captivating, very, very friendly, or very actually, or both, approachable and interesting, very open, very pure, very almost like a fresh breath of air, in the room with this card. And there is like a huge desire to connect. There is a huge desire to connect and to interact with you, to get to know you better, or to be in your close friends, Obsession is in here for this topic, also finding information on, like, interestingly enough, the messages. Let's find more to see how we can even more relate. This is what I'm seeing. This pile, I would expect you to have like a lot of friends, or at least if not, then potential friends. Or a lot of people who would like to hang out with you, or they obsess over the fact that they want to develop and evolve the relationship, make the relationship evolve to another level, which is very interesting. I don't see this energy usually, but I feel like you are, like, as I said, obsession in here with this pile. It's like you are like a fresh, like a breath of fresh air, or as if people feel very lightly, very relaxed, very chill, very, it's a lot of excitement when people see you, but it's almost as if people want to hide this excitement. Also, take these messages with the romantic interest that you've got. I feel like this pile specifically has like I don't know what's a soulmate or what's a twin flame, whatever. I'll say the description and you make it fit for you. That sounded very weird. But it's like a person who feels like you and that person got a lot of things in common, and there is like this excitement of when will I get them, when will I get to know them like in a better way. But it's also a lot of suppressed um, desire and excitement. I feel like you are dealing in here with a person who's very much happy to see you, but they're hiding this because that would make them feel too vulnerable, or way too like I should be more controlling of my feelings, or I should be more to myself, you know? I can't allow my feelings for this person to get the better of me, or I can't allow myself to be as predictable as that, you know? It's enough that I'm predictable with that kind of feelings and behavior, but this person doesn't have to know that indeed I feel like we're the same and we should connect more. So there is a lot of eagerness either from that person or from the group or both. Uh, to connect, to want to know you better, to communicate, to hang out, and to even spend time with you. Also, this pile interesting. I feel like that you are on the brink of being invited. It's either like if this message with romance doesn't resonate, uh, you are either going to be invited, or you are that person who's generally going to be invited in a lot of places, and or you're going to get hints. So in the group setup, I would expect you to be given signs or hints, like people entering the room and saying, like I'm going to a movie tomorrow, and is anyone available to maybe join me? And they would be like looking at you at that moment, in that moment, or facing you in that moment. You can expect people to show genuine interest, and it's like obsession, but in a good way. People really wanting to accept or to take you, or to like, there is a lot of belonging in this pile. Very pure also belonging, or very people very excited to see you. I don't know what you did or what you're doing, but I feel like you are like a soul of a group, or very soulful, very soulful relationship or person, or also very peaceful and friendly and open and pure. Interesting. There is also information that a lot of people would like to be best friends with you, or if not best friends, then at least really close friends with you. And it's like, please choose me, please choose me kind of energy. Yeah, that's the whole deal. We have the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Now, this pile feels to me like you are that kind of popular person who is a little bit overwhelmed and needs some time to themselves, because in comparison with these representations in the cards, I feel like you could be on the spectrum more introverted, or if you are extroverted, then you like to keep things more like in control or in your grasp or in your reach. We have definitely in here a romantic interest. Like with this Knave of Swords, this would be the page. It's spying, it's gathering information, observing, and trying their chances with you. And we have the the Knight of Wands in reverse. What in the world is happening in here? I don't understand. This is actually a little bit too much, to be honest, even for me, because this is already the third card and it's again another court card. 10 of Cups. Okay, now this is funny. I want to say very good match. Very good match, very high, very, very, very good potential in romantic long-term relationships. And people see obsess over like this pile. Literally, you give me like, maybe you're not ready for this, maybe you're not thinking about this constantly, let's say, okay? But people have and this is not one person, this is a lot of people having distinct stories or future visions with you, where they imagine you to be their spouse, uh, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, envisioning a family with you, this pile, and you're like clueless. Okay, this is like, I will not say, we have different cases in here. I feel like we have one person who's spying, one person who has strictly like physical attraction. These people like all doing that, like thinking about you, obsessing over you, but again, they all kind of like think about a vision of a future, of a long-term thing. I cannot say all of them are actually interested in long-term where they are capable of embodying that, because we also have the fool, but it's as if, the thought was there, and it's very hesitant, okay? Very hesitant simply because I feel like this pile is a little bit, I don't know why, but afraid. I don't know if it will resonate with everyone, but there is also like hesitant energy from you. But I feel like if we were to enter your life and look at you in your like situations or groups, I feel like we would be looking at two people, you and a person from this group who's watching, obsessing over you, and you'd be both blushing. Like, this is what or I feel, or I would get a feeling of if I were to watch you interact. Also, huge obsession. Huge obsession from all categories, layers, types, whatever. You have admirers. Another page, okay, page of wands. You have admirers, that's for sure, but you have a lot of as well like immature choices in here. So there is so much in here. There is so much in here simply because I feel like you are that type of person to be hesitant or a little bit shy, but people as well can be shy, and you could be caught in situations where you're both laughing or smiling or like blushing, really. Like, this is, and this would be so awkward, this would be so strange, like this would be so, I don't know. Like, this pile would say to me, for some reason, I didn't ask for this. Like, I didn't ask to be pursued, or I didn't ask for this situations, for these situations. And I feel like you are dreamy, or you can be dreamy by the star card. Also, it's like, not gonna lie, you could admit to yourself that you like it, but kind of be a little bit intimidated by it at the same time. The truth is in here with this pile that if you chose it, and it will resonate, it will be the fact that you don't outrightly want it, but you don't mind having it, having the attention. But not gonna lie, at times it can feel really intimidating, or you feel too pure for this whole situation world where people with all kinds of intentions can interfere and can show up. And for you, it can be like, no, I'm more restricted. Like, I'm more with my own values, and I would like to have more pure people in my life and not all kinds of people in my life. It's that kind of energy. So it's almost interesting and kind of endearing at the same time, because we have these very, very pure energies surrounding pile number 2, also very timid. If you're not timid, most likely this is not your pile, but we have the thief card. Why is it giving me a feeling of you have some people wanting to like steal you, or hold you in their hands and basically take you away? It's almost giving me like, what does a thief treasure? Of course, wealth or something that's really valuable. And in this case, like, what do these admirers treasure? You. And there is ownership in here, or people wanting to own you and spoil you. And we have like a great heavy deal of stuff being represented in here in this card. It's a cup. which can signify emotions. It's like a comb that can represent like them taking care of you, and some people even want to baby you somehow. Like, I don't know why this is coming through. Also, a lot of money and people wanting to spend money on you and to show you how important you are to them. But you're like, my God, I didn't ask for this. Like, I'm so intimidated by these situations, but not gonna lie, I'm kind of enjoying it at the same time. And also, we have ring. This, keep in mind, is one ring. So this, we have in here people with long-term intentions, but they're not as many. But I do feel like you have a lot of people potentially wanting to be with you and to be, for you to be like, for them, sorry, they would like to see you as a target to move forward to, but it's like, will they choose me? So this is like reminding me a lot of high school sweethearts kind of thing, where, you know, people kind of like want to aim for the best like choice, and in this pile it feels like you can be considered like as a very, very good choice to have, or someone, but again, it's like a choice more so. It's not about like a life commitment or something like, yeah, this pile, this is about romance. Not gonna lie, this is heavy energy on romance and like infatuation, love, interest. Also, what's interesting, normally I feel like people are not very emotional in life, and it says in here from Romanian, symptoms of emotional awakening and will. um, Again, translated from Romanian. But what I want to say, this is hilarious. People obsess over you specifically because you awaken emotions in people, and it's like you make people emote. This is very, very new to me, to be honest. I don't see this kind of energy every day, but I feel like with your whole overall presence and non-attachment, I feel like this pile is not wanting relationships consciously. You can want them on a very subconscious level, you don't quite realize this yet. Or you can be very like confident in the idea of you wanting that, but you are not desperate. So this feels to me like people are seeing you as a very, very quality choice. And this quality choice is being awakened through the lens, or through the gauge, I don't know how to say this, through the filter of emotions. So generally, like, I feel like you make people crazy over you within the emotional setup, or through the emotional filter. And this is a whole story of you awakening emotions and will. I feel like the first step in the game of like people obsessing over you is the fact that they get hooked on emotions when they meet you, and the second step comes with the will card, with a sword in here. You can be alluring and you can be very seductive, but in very indirect ways, you know? You're not even trying it. It's kind of very natural. And the second step, as I said, it's will. It's very strong and powerful call or desire for action in your direction as a result of this whole like emotional awakening. With obsession in here as a topic, I feel like people were not expecting to be as deeply attached or as deeply awakened or touched emotionally by your presence or by your own impression. And it's almost giving me like, I want to fight for them. Like, I want to prove to them that I'm a worthy match. But careful, in here we don't have all of the people interested in the long term. And generally, I feel like you are very, not gonna lie, this pile, you can be very emotional. If you are not a water sign, I would be surprised. But if you are not a water sign, doesn't mean it's not your reading. It can be that you have water in your chart or at times there are a lot of situations where you can show yourself as being very like emotionally out there or very emotionally available to people. It's like we got in here the motorcycle. It's like when you enter the room, you capture a lot of attention unknowingly. And this is not, again, I'm more accustomed as a Scorpio to attention or magnetism that comes from power, that comes from authority. In this case, it's more so capturing attention by beauty, by aesthetics, by, when you look at a pearl and it shines, and you're kind of like caught into it, or you're like fascinated by this quality of impeccability, or yeah, it's basically that kind of energy. It's the embodiment of beauty. And something about this pile in their presence, it speaks about purity, about grace, about poise, elegance, aesthetics, or in general, like unavoidable recognition of beauty and attraction. Like people, if not pulled towards you, then physically, emotionally drawn or attracted to you by you being in your element. Like there is also original, like you can be very original. It could be about your style, it could be about your looks, it could be about also the quality of your being or your character, which is definitely going to be the case for this pile as well. And very soft, sensitive. This pile can be friendly, open to communication, very like soul of the group kind of energy. This draws people in like insane. It's insane what I see here. Not even exaggerating, because I was shuffling the cards and the first three cards were like the court cards, and we have as well in here a female. Didn't delve into that, but it could be like you can be a center of attention, but without you even realizing or knowing it, that you've got a lot of eyes on you. So yeah, interesting. That's definitely a very unique signature in the reading for today. Yeah, so that was all pile number 2. If you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment, subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care. I'm sorry. I saw the card and I was a little bit caught off guard. Pile number 3, you have this malachite ring. I don't know where to start, because this is giving me pile number 1, but in more intensity than I expected. And I must say I'm not prepared for this. We have the crumbling, and it says, what are you clinging on to? This pile, especially this pile, will be very shocking when it comes to obsessions with people feeling very shocked, people feeling very much caught off guard or impressed, or even a little bit too much. Like I need some time to, it's giving me that kind of energy. Like I need some time to myself, I need to digest, I need to process. Like pile number 3 is very intense. Pile number 3 is all of everything. I wouldn't be surprised if this pile is very advanced in some sort of like spiritual or psychological way, where you are capable of embodying fierce aspects, powerful aspects, soft aspects, motivational aspects, intellectual aspects. There is a lot of versatility in here with this pile. It's like I can be good, I can be bad, I can be soft, I can be strong. It's that kind of thing. So for the right people, I can be many things, or I am many things. This pile, this is what's giving me this card. And it's also the obsession is an understatement. I want to say it's more obsession plus fear and distance, and I don't know what to expect from them. I don't know what they are. Okay, obsession, but it's almost like let's obsess over them, but not when they are in the room, because we don't know what's next. Y'all, why are you intimidating people like this? The crumbling, it's as if also a little bit people are obsessed over you, but also obsessed over the status quo of theirs. because with your presence in their life, I feel like there is a lot of truth, authenticity, and new changes or new stuff that are being like just brought to the surface without their notice, without them wanting for it to be. Almost like you could be a contrast in the room. For example, you could be meeting people who are out to themselves or very like self-centered, and you could enter the room and reveal like through your presence all of this, almost as if two people were to be in a room, a generous person and like a very, I forgot the word, like a very not so generous person, a graspy type of like person who wants to take everything. Like you immediately would see the contrast in the room, like who's generous and who's not generous, who's a good person and who's a bad person. Like arbitrarily, don't like the labels, but for the sake of the example, okay? Because I don't think there is like such a thing as a good or bad. I only see love and people who were just hurt enough for them to embody qualities that are not so good. But in general, I feel like you, with your presence, like bring stuff up to people where they are obsessing over not only you. I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is like, I cannot hide. I feel like generally people are obsessing over the consequences of you being in their life and not necessarily you, but not from like the bad standpoint. Don't take it that people are indifferent for you. Quite the opposite. I feel like the shock is so powerful with your presence in the room that actually they don't have time to think about you. They only have time to think about the losses. They only have time to think about what happened, you know? It's quite scary and for some even sad, because I feel like as an authenticity type of person who you are in this case, or someone who's very like truthful to themselves, to the world, or very upfront or direct, I kind of pity the people who are shady or the people who are hiding or trying to conceal stuff, because it's a game over when you step into the room. And obsession as well in here is, how can we hide, how can we retreat, how can we keep our things or secrets safe. Very also potent, very potent person in pile number 3. What do I mean by that? If you put your mind to something, you can make it work. A lot of energy or a lot of momentum building up. This could talk about your energy in general, like your soul or your soul energy, because we have lightning in here. So I feel like, there are people in life who step in a very graceful, slow way, but this pile, you can make one step and it's like this lightning, it affects everything. It's very quick, it's very precise, it's very out there, it's very clear as the sun. Also, like, your actions are clear as the sun, your presence is clear as the sun. You are unavoidable. There is something about you very like powerfully unavoidable, very like, I speak my mind, I say what's on my mind. I don't care if the world crumbles, truth must be told. Truth must be revealed. Everything that's true and everything that's false needs to be revealed. It's almost also giving me like justice and tower. So I don't know why. I don't know why you intimidate people like this, but I feel like it's in your nature. Very gentle as well. You can be very gentle, you can be very soft. I see a bit of everything in you from everywhere, where you can be like just as soft and well attuned to people's needs. But I feel like you are more on the scale of, I can't tolerate BS and I won't stand for graceful behavior if the person deserves a truth moment, you know? I'm in literal disbelief. Like, it's disbelief what I see in here. I was thinking the intensity is going to kind of like circle itself around with the first card, but boy, I was wrong. We have the next cards, the High Priestess. Like the first card that went on was the Devil, and the second was the High Priestess. I'm not even saying that these are major arcanas, and when they appear in a reading, it's already the case of things are about to get really powerful, but it's the Devil, and again is the High Priestess. Two messages in here are coming up. You most likely are being represented by the High Priestess. Knowledge, spirituality, outside, like beyond the roof. Knowledge, intuition on point, emotions, control, maturity, sacred knowledge. Again, spirituality or some sort of spiritual practice in here. Also, people who are going to resonate with that. Practitioners of magic, of like pure spirituality, good magic, good type of magic, or people want, like, you generally being oriented towards helping others, guiding others with the High Priestess. Also, with the obsession is unavailability or coldness or mystery about you. And let's go to the Devil. Like, this is interesting. This Devil card, going to this card is like truth tellers, people who are going to call people out on their BS. Okay, I feel like if people in general think that they can get away, like, I want to say it's interesting because the obsession information goes into a completely different category for this pile, and I wasn't expecting it. I feel like people are generally more obsessing over the fact that they cannot hide anymore when you step into the game. It could, like, the first message could be that you are the High Priestess, identifying the devil in people, or the devil in, or it could mean that you are identifying like false behaviors, false narratives, lies, cheating. Everything is being revealed to the surface. The High Priestess always sees through everything, like it's transparent, right? So if people think that they can hide, the obsession in here is the fact that they can no longer do that. And it's scary, it's intimidating. You're like a walking tower card for people with ill intentions. It's like you hold the light for these people to understand that what they're doing is not right. It never was, and it can never be. I feel like in the right set of circumstances, you can even be very bashful. Like, you can be very violent, righteous, and won't stand for this. I won't stand for this, you know. The second message, it could be that with the High Priestess combination plus the Devil, you are so well versed into human dynamics or behavior or psychology that you spot BS right off the the bat, you know, like from the start, when the BS hasn't even got the opportunity to like blossom or sprout. You're like, no, I'm taking this seed out, I'm taking this sprout, the H out of here, you know. I feel like you don't understand. Maybe you do understand. There are a few who realize or grasp, even in one fraction of a percent, how important or how valuable you are, simply by the fact that you call people out. And this is only one thing. The crumbling reveals a whole great dynamic of, or dimension of information that is flying off the roof, meaning that I can write a book on you if I want, okay? We can study pile number 3 like we could study them on a microscope. Like, if we were to have a personal one-on-one, I would be so intrigued to read the H out of you, because the cards in here are very impressive, and we have a lot of like meat in the game, let's say, where you are not a two-dimensional character, okay, you are like possessing like 3 to 4D kind of depth, 5D, okay. This is multi-layered, and this is not someone who's like their first try in life. This is someone who's very skilled. I want to say, I saw in here also the Four of Swords. You'll see it in the picture. This is not obsession, pile number 3. This is shock. This is recuperation. This is a moment to themselves. This is overwhelm. Yes, they are obsessed. Yes, they are drawn, magnetized, undeniably so. But out of their league, definitely. We're not even talking about romantic interests. Because how can we talk about romantic interests when people are overwhelmed by your sheer presence? How can we talk about this? Okay. And we do have in here people interested. Again, the message, if you resonated with, like, if you wanted to pick pile number 1, go for it. The messages are very similar, but pile number 3, in intensity, you're way more than I expected to find. I thought expected to find today. I thought I'm going to be like at peace with one level of intensity, but with this kind of energy, it's like almost war, waging war with people who are dishonest. This is not this is not normal in a good way. Like, this is not, how can you live with that kind of intensity? Oh my god, it's insane. I don't know, like, I'm a little bit caught off guard with this. Guess what? I've taken another card and we have the Vortex of Energy. Why does it feel like this pile is like a vortex of energy, or like a crossroads of energy, or you're being placed in situations where it's so bad that you need to be called like call the spiritual ambulance? Or no, this is not spiritual ambulance. Oh god, this is spiritual police, this pile is like spiritual police. I don't know. Don't even ask me why. I don't know. With this whole, like, 43, okay. This pile, I feel like, when people specialize in life in accordance to their skills and situations. Now, why this pile feels to me like this is your role right now, but you are capable of so many powerful expressions. Not saying that this one is not powerful. No, this one is quite exceeding my overwhelm limit, but good, this is a reading, actually. Yeah, you can also trigger people a lot. You've got obsession, but again, it's people have to recuperate. Okay, give them a break. They are not accustomed to that kind of energy. The Shepherd, celebration and family. People are scared. People are scary. People are scared, okay? People are scared because they don't kind of encounter all of this all at once and in one person, okay? You can mess people big time if you want, but you are like restraining yourself, like very powerful individual, a very integrity type of person, very deep in thought also. You have people obsessed, but they will not admit it, they will not show it, they don't want more attention from you already. It's enough, okay? It's enough. Like, it's giving me, we've had enough information already, we've had enough of your presence already. 6 cents. And my god, so many cards with light and so many cards with spiritual stuff in here, like, not kidding. And the only minor arcana we got was the Four of Swords, and I feel like this is the state in which you leave people. Like, when almost like, when you go to a doctor or you go through like some sort of healing, like a powerful healing phase, and then all of the sudden you need that much, like a lot of like sleep and rest and recuperation, and it's like that's what that's how you leave people in. The obsession in here is not going to be about you necessarily, though we have like a huge star in here, a rising star. It's more about the obsession is with, my God, how this person, how are they able to take me in such depths of my being? How are they able to be like this and I'm so like not ready for it? I feel like it's either in consciousness, awareness, spirituality, whatever that means for you specifically, that you are very advanced, and when you step into the room, your energy kind of permeates everything and it's very chaotic. It's very like very pervasive, and you didn't even say a word. You didn't make, like, your presence did it all, and I feel like you leave people in shambles in the positive way because you spark a lot of tower moments in people. And I don't know who you are or what kind of zodiac sign you are, but I guess it really doesn't matter. But it's the insane amount of impact or power you hold over people. With the shepherd, is like also directing people, guiding people, showing what's true, what's not true, showing what's right and wrong, and showing what's truthful and what's deceitful. Also, why you spark a lot of pain in people, um, for the fact that you reveal the truth, like the bitter truth, or it's almost giving me like truth tellers who are going to reveal even the worst of the worst truths that need to be accepted. There is no denial. Okay, so I feel like when people are in denial and it's a lost case from the universe's perspective, you step in and you rearrange the tables. Yeah, don't even ask me why and how, but like when the universe says, okay, these group of people have had enough, they don't listen anymore, you step in. Okay, and remember, you have in here the high priestess, and we have as well the sixth sense. Okay, and it says in here, I will translate, it says great psychic capacities or powers, um but also it says about not believing in yourself. No, I don't think this is the case. I feel like we're more so in touch in here with your kind of like overall nature or presence in general, and it says like with this psychic sense that you can bring, like, what's shocking about you, what's making people obsess over you, is the fact that you are out of this world, with the sense of renewal and change and revealing the truth. Also, this devil is like holding a torch. People feel transparent. I don't know why. Like, when you enter the room and you kind of read the room, read the people, read their intentions, their what they're breathing with, what they're like thinking, what's their life situation or directions, they kind of are left feeling transparent and shameful because they are caught in the act. It's not as if they did something, but already it's like you saw them. You saw them in their deepest core, who they are, what they represent. And at the point in which they met you was the point that showed what they gathered or what they came up or what they carried with themselves, um, from past till they met you in the present moment. And it's a little bit too revealing for them, and it's also very intimidating, and they're not ready for that. Like, I don't know that people are ready for that kind of information, for that kind of level of vulnerability to be seen for what they are, and it's very scary. What are you doing with people? Yeah, 6 of Wands. And at the end of the day, you're like, kind of, I'm proud of it, I'm not gonna lie. I ruined a little bit of of the mood in here with my truth telling, but not gonna lie, I'm kind of fulfilled and happy at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that you're not caring, but you don't care for BS. Like, you don't care for lack of authenticity. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. Like, I'm gonna reveal it to you in ways in which you didn't dream, in ways in which you don't know, you're not going to know what's your name. But yeah, at least I did my job, and I did it quite gracefully with the High Priestess and the Devil, quite nicely, as if, like, I would expect you to, like, for this to be like a dance for you. The level of professionalism in that regard is like such ease and poise and elegance that I'm almost like dancing or singing. Like, this whole act of revealing people's intentions is like a dancing thing, hobby. It's like a dancing hobby of mine. Sorry, it's like sorry, I can't concentrate. Um, it's something that I do with such ease and pleasure that I can't help but even laugh at all of this. Yeah, pile number 3 turns the tables, and after they turn them, they even explode them, yeah, in people's faces. Because they can, and because they want to show what's true. Okay, that was all pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, I definitely did, by the way, if you care to know. Mention your name, mention yourself, not your name. If you want, you can mention your name, but yeah. Mention that you're pile number 3 in the comments. This is going to be very funny if you're choosing this pile, okay? And if it resonates, of course, yeah. See you next time. Okay, and we have pile number 4. This violet resin type of ring. I love it, to be honest. It looks so nice. Even if it's not a real stone, it's like, I value beautifully made stuff. And this one is. Okay, we have the card Dance with Life, and it says do something to change your energy. Okay, no, this is not going to be the case. Trust me. What makes people obsess over you, or what obsessions people got over you? The first message that came through this pile, it will resonate if you are very independent, very in your lane, minding your own business, being very mature, and also prosperous on the way in which you create or build your life. I feel like this pile as well will resonate with people who are way too busy on doing what they want in life and creating their own idea of happiness, to such an extent that people see you as being such an independent person on their own, almost as if like you could be like an artist as well, someone who's doing something very like my own way, like excelling at it. And this sparks a lot of intrigue, this sparks a lot of obsession. People, like, it's almost giving me paparazzi energy. So if you are doing something consistently, passionately, and you're not clingy necessarily, this pile doesn't give me clingy energy, though maybe everyone is to an extent, but I feel like this pile right now is way too busy on pursuing their own passion life, career, directions, achievements, like what you genuinely want to bring into this life. And this energy makes it so that you give off very independent energy, very independent person. There is also aesthetics in here, good looks, beauty of character, soulful also, but very luxurious. This I consider to be a very luxurious card, and someone who very much so is valued, oh my god, they're also valued, but grounded in their own purpose and direction in life, to such an extent that you drive people insane, that you are not attracted or not showing them signs of interest, or you're not showing that you are desperate for attention, desperate for their attention, wanting to have something of theirs. So people can give off like hints or trying to make you hooked on something. Maybe it's success, maybe it's something of a relationship they want to get with you. But in this pile, you're like way too busy on your own or on your own stuff to such an extent that people don't get a chance to even capture your attention, and you are inaccessible to them. Their obsessions with you are the fact that you are not giving them a chance, right? Also, what's coming through for this pile, it's interesting because you got this energy. It's people trying to desperately cling to you or to your attention. I feel like in here we are dealing also with a case of people creating hooks, like metaphorically, like fishing hooks for you to get hooked on, or for them to make you addicted to their energy, or for you to be reciprocal, but you're like standing still in your independence. I want to say in here with obsessions, you must have like either one person or maybe two who are wanting to provoke you emotionally or to make you obsess over them the way in which they obsess over you. And I feel like this is possible in the first place if you showed some sort of people, some sort of sympathy, and they have a hope that you are going to basically be reciprocal again about this. Yeah, who gave a hope for someone? Because there is like again an energy of push and pull in here, and it's almost like someone wants to bait you out for you giving them attention or wanting for you to step into the game and be hooked on them, addicted. This is love. This is about love. Like almost desperation coming through from people. Why aren't they reacting? Why aren't they showing that they care? Why aren't they showing that they are interested in me, you know? Or you also like kind of throw a challenge to people with that kind of independence, like people looking at you and saying like, no way, this person cannot be like this, you know, this person cannot be like this independent and all. They have to know some weakness, like they have to have some weakness, some sort of like, come on, they want love, they must want love as well, you know. Why are they hiding like this? Like if you are not in contact with a specific person in here, it's like them wanting for you to reach out, and how dare you don't reach out, or how could you not reach out? Like, I'm so good for you, why are you not recognizing my brilliance in here? It's very much so energy of, come on, we want you to be hooked on us. Like, come on, give us your energy, like give us our attention, your attention. Like, why aren't you reacting? Like, I see a lot of people trying to provoke you into a reaction. What kind of reaction and what it is that you did in the past, this is completely up to you and it's your information. But I feel like you are right now stepping, or you recently stepped into your power or your independence, and it's very threatening, and it makes people obsess over you with the fact that you're not giving them the attention that you gave them in the past. Also, this is like a message for people. Maybe you were dedicated, open-hearted, you had like an open heart type of attitude towards people, and you were taken advantage of, and right now you're like closing in on that cycle. You're focusing on yourself, and people are a bit scared or shocked about how quick you did that, and they're like, why aren't they giving me attention anymore, you know? It's kind of threatening to them as well, like why they are no longer giving, you know? Yeah, it's insane. And the level in which you assumed that independence and how quick you were about this, it took people out. It took people by surprise and off guard. They weren't expecting that kind of thing from you, or they expected that you're going to behave in a very predictable way. But I feel like this pile, you are like a person who is very adaptive, or very like good at resilient behavior or actions, or reorienting yourself or your love. And this, not gonna lie, angered, frustrated a lot of people who thought that they can take advantage of you, and now they're obsessing about your energy. Now they're obsessing over you not giving them what you previously gave. Okay, y'all, pile number 4. This is definitely a love reading. Out of the 4 piles, this is definitely a love reading. Not gonna lie. Why? Because we have the Page of Cups and the Lover's card. Someone is obsessing over you. This is a very specific message. They are obsessing over you because you retreated, because you became cold, because you guarded your energy, became independent, and focused on your work, on your situation, on your own like prosperity, on your own power, occupation. Definitely, this is a love reading. Now, who this person is, this is someone who has definitely feelings for you. This is infatuation with the lovers. This is also love. This is also fuzzy feelings. This is like falling in love, romantic feelings again. Still, we have like pure feelings in here, but there is some sort of hook in here. There is like suspicious kind of thing, or games. Definitely, like this pile, this person might be playing games, might actually be very much so playing games, and the moment in which you retreated, disappeared, whatever, my god, we have 10 of Swords. Okay, message wants to be very concrete, right? One person, strong feelings, deep feelings, sincere feelings, emotional, very, 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 very emotional. 10 of Swords, this person is afraid of this attachment that they have over you, and they're obsessing about you going away or you disappearing, but they kind of like, can they take it? No, they won't take it. Ace of Swords reversed. They're afraid of taking it, but then again, they're afraid of losing it at the same time. They feel like they're going to be faced with a similar thing that they experienced in the past with you as a result of this heartbreak. We have the King of Cups in reverse. My god, pile number 4, sorry, Ace of Pentacles. This person realizes that either they lost or will lose you in the future if they're going to behave like this with games and stuff and all. They're very afraid of you going away, losing you, you departing, you like, this is not even someone else. Let's see, someone else. Yeah, they're also afraid that you're going to look at someone else and choose someone else over them. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. They are afraid that either it is that you are like in a work situation with that person, or maybe like you are in close proximity with that person, regardless of the work situation, whatever. Maybe it will resonate with someone. We have the Empress. This person envisions some sort of future plan with you, or wants to be with you, and they feel like you are the Empress in here. This is obsession. This is obsession like I cannot. And this is obsession over you because they have feelings for you, okay? And they are suppressed. These feelings are so suppressed. These feelings are so suppressed. This is such an animal, almost like physical fear that you are going to leave them. It's insane. Like, they're suppressing it like they cannot. They fear like you are going to cut them off. They fear like you are going to cut them off from your life, and with that kind of independence or level of I don't give a damn, it's like This person is afraid of foundations being shaken as a result of you basically retreating. Definitely afraid of losing you, but hesitant again. When you're present, hesitant to be active or to be out there confidently showing their affection and care and presence. This feels to me like a very absent, distracted in work or distracted with other things. I wouldn't be surprised if this pile has had enough and decided to focus on themselves, because I saw in here the Three of Pentacles. Interesting, this dance with life, it's as if this relationship is awakening some sort of quality of independence and how you should be basically happy on your own without anyone. And this person is like specifically upgrading this without them even realizing it in you. Or this could be a lesson, you know. But you have this person obsessing over the fact that you could be over them, or you're going to leave them, or you're going to leave this situationship. Yeah, like this person is pondering. We have the Hermit. This person is scared, this person is afraid that some sort of past situation is going to repeat itself with you, and that it's unavoidable. The Witch. Experimentation and rebellion. Don't even ask me what's going on outside, I have no words. All I can give is disappointment. That every time I want to do a reading, something like this happens. Now, it could also be a sign, actually, that this person has a lot of bottled up feelings, emotions, and explosive energies that are just. And it will resonate when you look at this person and say, like, they are not reacting, they don't have feelings, then they're not even. Like, you hear that, it's loud and clear. It's as if. It's as if this person is hiding a lot. But inside of them, it's like this whole mix of everything. Yeah, I'm gonna pause because I can't, it's annoying. Okay, that was definitely something I wanted to avoid, but yeah, that what you resist persists. There is stuckness, there is obsession, definitely. I will also admit this could be the case that you can also be obsessed with this person. You'll recognize yourself from the fact that you do have feelings for this person, but you're fed up with their lack of determination or lack of overall direction or advancement in the relationship. Okay, and this person is hesitant but at the same time not taking their chance with you. That was an interesting thing. The Witch, you can be also quite mysterious, either in general and for this person, or both. You can be very alluring, very mysterious, very like not sure what's happening, but you are very like you've got a lot of aces in your sleeve. You're not revealing all the cards that you've got, and this person is feeling like you are someone that they would like to study in a lifetime, or they would like to know you better, or they would like to reveal you somehow. Like this is what's coming through. Two interesting messages. I feel like you are spiritually awakening someone. Either this person, you are bringing some sort of trauma or stagnant energy through the force or power of your love. Because we have in here two very spiritual cards. We have the activation of chakras, and we have all of them. And something about you brings this person back to life, or empowers them to open all of their chakras. Like if you know what chakras are, like these energy centers that correspond to different aspects of us, and when the chakra is blocked, its correspondent element is being like not in its healthy expression. So you can look up, for example, when you have like, I'm not sure if this is the third eye or the crown chakra, but when you got one of these closed, closed, then you can experience anxiety as a result. So when you have anxiety, it could be a sign that you're not trusting like the process or the universe and it's being closed off. And look, we have in here the chakra of the heart. So I feel like the prevalent energy that you awaken in this person is actually love. You're opening this person up for love, and you're opening, it could be also that you're awakening people into emotions or love in general. And it talks about a very sensible person also. You could be very sensitive. You could also be someone who's very powerful in their like emotional expression. Yeah, it feels to me like the person who's obsessing over you is because you are triggering them emotionally, and this is a very powerful love situation where they caught feelings, but they, as much as they have feelings for you, they're afraid that it's going to turn bad. Either they're going to get rejected, or they're going to end up loving you more than you did, or you're going to go away. And this person is obsessing, but almost as if the more they obsess over you, the worse it gets, and the more attached they get to you, and the more they fear about approaching you, like about advancing the relationship, the more it actually like goes into the lost opportunity type of situation where they are going to literally lose you as a result of this whole misunderstanding of a situation. And it's quite fascinating because you have a person obsessing over you who has very, 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 very deep feelings for you. This is not a fling. This is not someone who, let's say, wants only physical stuff from you. No, this is the whole package of someone really wanting something serious, but they are scared, afraid, and quite definitely obsessed over you in this case. And this is obsessed because they have feelings. I wasn't expecting for the reading to go in a very specific direction in this file, but they're afraid also, they're obsessing around the fact that you are, their capacity to feel or their capacity to have such powerful emotions, they are afraid that this is not going to be enough for you to find common ground, or as if you're not going to choose them, or as if you're going to find them not as worthy. You know, maybe this person has some sort of self-esteem issues or self-confidence issues that prevents them from manifesting themselves to you because they're afraid that, you know, they're going to be left out. Oh God. Yeah, this person, the obsession in here as well is going to be with messages, unsent messages, messages that they perhaps wanted to send you, but they deleted them or they hesitated. I feel like this person has a lot on their mind, and they're too stable, they're too stubborn to get out of their comfort zone, but this person wants to communicate with you big time. Not kidding, this pile, I want to say you have a very powerful one person type of attraction in here, okay? But this one, they're scared. They're scared that you're going to reject them. They're scared that you are going to go away, and they definitely have a lot of messages or information they want to write to you, but they delete it. They don't share it. They withhold this whole thing, and they are more stuck on their like abundance, whatever, money could be the case, work, focusing on work. I want to ask the cards honestly in this case, will this person eventually brace the strength to actually contact you? The chances are more so that you are going to contact them for some reason, but I feel like this person is going to wait for the last moment till they will contact you, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, and we have them in the Hanged Man. I don't know what needs to happen in here for this person to manifest themselves towards you. What needs to happen? Ten of Wands. I feel like it should get to such a misunderstanding with that person that they're going to have the need to clarify what happened. Yeah, a little bit of manipulation, but whatever. With Christ within, I feel like this person is drawn to your love. Yes, and Hierophant energy, I feel like you are someone who's very knowledgeable and you have a lot of information or things you can say to this person that is going to rescue, help, or change their path to the better. I feel like, oh God, we have a person in here who found some sort of solace or peace in the relationship with you or in your presence, but they're afraid to admit it, they're afraid to get hooked on you, and they're trying to play the games where they are in control. It says in here karmic places, and it says you need to recharge and find a very silent or peaceful place. Yeah, you need like some of you need to reconnect with your essence for in order for you to basically detach from the situation or to find peace within or to find love within to such an extent that you are independent enough and you're not hooked or addicted to this person's energy, or you're just meant to be triggered and for you to heal this whole pattern. Like, this is what's required. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting because we got such a loud mix of noises when we talked about this person suppressing. So if you are dealing with a cold person individual, this person, like Hunter, this person is on the lookout for you. Careful, this person is having so many feelings for you, but they are pretending like it's not there. Even they could be in denial about this. So yeah, you got someone who's big deal obsessed over you. This is a singular person. This is a reading like for the captain, taking command and teamwork. Definitely this is work related. Definitely this is the same team. This person will play out as friendly. This person will play out as like very, yeah, this person has feelings. Like, I cannot emphasize this more. And inspiration, gratitude, this is like that kind of feeling. This is almost romantic, but kind of like wanting to hold you in their hands, wanting to write poems about you, wanting to write songs and sing about you. This is that kind of a lover type of a person. And at the exterior, they are going to behave in a very friendly, very almost detached or business or we work together type of way. Deep down inside of them, it's a whole soft, squishy type of person. Not gonna lie, this is what I'm seeing. And the passions and the emotions that dance in them, it's beyond the roof. If you see this person as being very stoic, don't buy it, because this person is a liar. That was all pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care.